Welcome to Real Terms for AI on the road. Aja, usually we have an AI generated backdrop, but is this real or are we AI generated?
I'm 95% sure we're not AI generated, but there's always a chance.
We are super excited today because we are here with Dr. Fran Hinkelmann to talk about the newest thing that we've launched, Agent Development Kit.
Let's start with the way we always start, which getting all the words so everyone's on the same page about vocabulary. What is the Agent Development Kit?
Agent Development Kit, ADK, is this new Python SDK that Google just open sourced. And it's for building agents. ADK is model agnostic, open source, gives you tons of flexibility. And I really like working with it. It's been fun.
We say agent. Aja and I say agents all the time. Season 2 is about agents. How should we think about an agent in ADK?
Agents are everywhere. Everyone has their own definition. For me, an agent is just a little more than an LLM call. It's something happening, the tech doing something instead of just asking questions back and forth. We do that with tools calls, and you can get as complex as you want with an agent, but as long as your service is doing something, you can call it an agent.
I'm good with your definition. A program with a job and some tools. How does ADK help me do that?
ADK really helps you to structure your tools. So if you know function calling, you know tools is just a Python function. ADK takes us a step further, can be a Python function, can be a class inheriting the base agent class. And we have tons of first and third party tools that you can super easily integrate, like Google Maps, like one line of code, boom, full access to Google.
So you said something there. Were you saying that an agent can be a tool?
An agent has a lot of tools, but an agent can be a tool. Yeah, well, it would be a sub-agent, but it functions as a tool.
It has been a lot of buzz the past few weeks is MCP.
Yeah.
So how should we think about Agent Development Kit with MCP, which is hot in the community right now?
Yeah, MCP, Model Context Protocol, super useful. It's helping us to standardize all the inputs we need to talk data with LLMs. And ADK comes with MCP out of the box. Very easy to use ADK. To build an ADK agent as an MCP client, you can also build an agent as an MCP server. So world is your oyster. Do what you want.
What can I do with the model space here with ADK? Like, can I bring Gemma? Do I have to use Gemini?
It's build your own adventure. ADK is model agnostic, so you can use any Vertex AI model. I usually use Gemini 2.5, but you can use Llama, Claude, like whatever fits your use case the best.
So does that mean you could also use your own model?
I don't think quite yet, but we're working on it. Like, a big goal is to really be flexible, not lock you into anything.
But anything available in Model Garden is fair game?
Fair game.
Awesome. That's so cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, if you think so, let's say we're building an agent, right? We've got something designed, pet care shop maybe, which we've done earlier this season a couple times.
Jason's
a lot of pet care.
Jason's Pet Care.
It's killer. But let's say, so I've written some code, right? How would I think about like deploying that, right? Because I have code, but code's not running anywhere.
So you don't want to just run it on your laptop and hope.
That's my favorite method of running in production. But what else is there?
Your laptop's not prod.
Depends on where it's plugged in.
So how do I get the stuff from Jason's laptop to a place where people can actually use it?
Well, my favorite runtime for agents is Agent Engine, Vertex AI Agent Engine. It gives you all the tools, all the enterprise security and scalability features that you want. It's built into ADK, so really simple to deploy to it. But you can really deploy wherever you want, Cloud Run, any virtual machine you want to. ADK is just code, so run it wherever you want and you're responsible.
You said something else about observability. So when I think of agents being complex, it's probably not the code, right? But it's the fact that like, oh my gosh, what did this agent just do?
Yeah.
Kind of like my 9-year-old sometimes, I'm like, what did you do?
You definitely want to monitor your 9-year-old one, and you want to monitor your agents because the more complex, the more powerful you make them, the more you need to check, are the steps the right things. It comes out of the box with logging and tracing on Google Cloud. So if you do deploy to agent space, you get that for free, basically.
Developing agents can be tricky. I've lost a lot of time debugging stuff, figuring it out, because there's just so much going on. How does ADK make that easier for me as a developer?
So ADK gives you out of the box a dev UI, which you can use for local development. You just do ADK web and you have your ready build chat interface. And one thing that's super cool is it supports bidirectional streaming out of the box. So usually when I test, I just use text. But for ADK, I can use the Clippy icon and be like images, PDFs. I can do microphone back and forth. And I don't have to worry about, okay, how do I get a JPEG streamed over as input? Because that's not what I want to worry about. I want to worry about what's the agent doing. So the dev UI really helps you. It shows you every single tool's call.
I'm real happy with not print line debugging an agent, so this sounds awesome. Because I have done that. Do not recommend. It is not fun.
I still do it sometimes.
I do it for old time's sake because nostalgia, but if I actually have to get something done, I want to use something that's going to make it faster.
And having some control and visibility into which tool is being called, game changer. Yeah. Because sometimes they're not being called when you're very sure they should be called.
So that actually gives me another question. So I'm bored of chatbots. I don't know about y'all, but they're fine. Everyone's building chatbots. Can I build agents that respond to events or other types of input with ADK?
Whatever you want it to respond to. It definitely does not need to be a chatbot. I usually start with a chatbot because it's so much fun to show it off, but you can make it totally without any interaction, responding to events, responding to IoT, anything.
Ooh, IoT. I have ideas.
I think we have a lot of ideas. Less serious question. How do we feel about vibe coding?
Vibe coding. How do you think I write all my demos?
Was it more or less than 6 hours ago?
I did a PR this morning that was not vibe coded. It was more than 6 hours.
How do you think about vibe coding with your workflow?
I mean, I use Gemini Code Assist for anything. Now, I don't know if I would ever pass a whiteboard interview ever again, because now I can't even write a for loop, basically. I do have some projects, especially when it's complete greenfield, where I really embrace vibe coding. I'm like, you just do the whole thing, and then I look at it. If there's a lot of legacy code involved, I'm not quite there yet with me just sitting back, having a margarita, and the AI vibe coding for me. But AI-assisted coding makes it so much faster. I don't even realize anymore unless you take it away from me because Wi-Fi is off or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm slow motion now.
I mean, that's what local models are for. We work together when I'm coding with Gemini. I read its code because every line of code needs several sets of eyeballs on it. That's how I was taught. That's how I will stay.
I do like to use Gemini Code Assist on GitHub to review my pull requests. It's a code review where you don't need to bug a person and you get some really useful feedback and not Jason being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she wrote that. It's like, no, Code Assist.
Yeah, I like it when the non-judgmental
it can be judgy, but
mostly non-judgmental AI gives me the first round of feedback. I can learn, I can fix stuff. It's great. I get better because I have an infinitely patient teacher.
That's super cool. All right, so ADK is new. I encourage everyone to try it. We'll have some links for folks.
I would like to see what people are building. If they can leave comments?
They
if
can.
they leave,
I'd love to see the study ideas people come up with right now. It's amazing.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy prompting.